This the voice, y'all. I didn't recognize his name. I just happened to turn on the radio. But he made a statement. He said sometimes you have to be Adolphus Greeley and take the guy out back and shoot him in the head for stealing food, right? Then he says that you might don't like, in other words, might don't like his tactics, but he's saving lives. That's the mindset. And what he's saying is sometimes you might have a black person that might be acting suspicious, but don't have any proven evidence though. But you shoot and kill him, and in the long run, it'll save more white lives. This is the kind of rhetoric and a type of mindset that plagues this country for too long. Because what if someone black would have said, if another black person murdered a cop, right? Sometimes you gotta be the one that'll take out a cop, because you'll be saving other black lives in the long run. That, you know, talking in code like we don't understand what he's saying. You know, you keep trying to see, it's the people who keep trying to appeal to a certain base. They want to feed the mad dog red meat. You know, and they love keeping the mad dog around until they get bit. All right. Then when they get bit, they want somebody, when they go to the hospital, they want this black doctor or this black nurse to take care of them. I mean, it is actually absolutely ridiculous what's going on in the world today, especially surrounding Jacob Blake. But I think with Jacob Blake, you messed up on this one. He survived. Father is a Muslim, and the whole world is tired of police brutality. Now they'll say, well, you know, although they'll say a bad cop, right? But no, we don't see white cops as just being one bad white cop. Really, you could paint that brush damn near on all white cops. I'm gonna show you why. Back when 9/11 took place, bombing of the World Trade Centers, right? The towers, Twin Towers, right? White people were saying Muslims from all over, especially in America, need to come out and condemn the actions of those Muslims. And if they didn't, then they would deem all Muslims or was in accordance with the actions that took place, or the terrorist actions that took place on 9/11, right? Because they feel as though they would have some kind of power or weight on the planet, right? Now, when a white cop murders a black male, all white cops don't come out and condemn that white cop for shooting an unarmed man, for overreaching his bounds. All white cops don't. They can be quiet. Maybe one or two might say a little something. That's about it. So stop being hypocritical and stop having double standards, because it doesn't work anymore. It's over with. All y'all doing is fueling the flames, right? But we're going to pick this up in a minute, because it's something else I want to talk to you about. Sister that she made a good point, but I want to expound on it. Just hold on, let me get it. Okay, family, I found it. Check this out, y'all. Okay, we gonna get on this real quick. Let me paint a visual for you, right? This is the young lady, Kim Klacik, 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 Kim Klacik. Now, this is her video. She's running on a Republican ticket
She's representing, I think, the 7th Congressional District in Baltimore, Maryland, right? But check this out, and we'll come back and talk about it. But let me paint the picture first. She's walking through Baltimore in a boarded up, run down area, right? This section she's walking in kind of reminds me of the TV series The Wire, and I believe that was filmed in Baltimore as well. Now check this out.
Do you care about Black lives? The people that run Baltimore don't. I can prove it. Walk with me. This is the reality for Black people every single day. Crumbling infrastructure, abandoned homes, poverty, and crime. Baltimore has been run by the Democrat Party for 53 years. What is the result of their decades of leadership? The murder rate in Baltimore is 10 times the U.S. average. Go to any Baltimore neighborhood and ask this question. Do you want to defund the police?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
I had 3 sons killed in Baltimore City. And I think if we defund the police office, it's going to be worse than that.
The worst place for a Black person to live in America is a Democrat-controlled city. It's 2020. Name a blue city where Black people's lives have gotten better. Try. I'll wait. Look at this. How are children supposed to live here and play here? Democrats think Black people are stupid. They think they can control us forever. That we won't demand better and that we'll keep voting for them forever. Despite what they've done to our families and our communities. Are they right? I'm Kim Klacik, and I'm running for Congress because I actually care about Black lives. All Black lives matter. Our communities matter. Baltimore matters. And Black people don't have to vote Democrat.
Okay, now y'all check that out, right? That's Kim Klacik. She's running for office in Baltimore, right? You all heard what she said. And it's like, on one hand, she's right. We give our votes to the Democratic Party simply because. Generational thing. It's almost like Christianity, right? A lot of Black people are Christian just because their grandparents, their great-grandparents were, but never researched religion to know really the tenets of what it really was about and how it came about to be. So it is what it is. On the Republican side, straight up in your face, racist. But now people are starting to say, you know what? The truth of the matter is, I don't like you. And you don't like me, right? But let's sit at the table and do fair dealings. Here's, you saying that I can buy this for 50% than the asking price? Okay, here's the money. Keep your word. Do business transactions. And we out. I don't like you. You don't like me. I can deal with that. But as I stated earlier on this police brutality thing, though, white people, you got to call in your dogs. You got to call in your dogs. If you don't call in your dogs, they're going to create a situation that nobody wants to really see. Because you're bagging Black youth and Black people in general. And I'm not just talking about Black African Americans. I'm talking about Blacks who just got over here from Africa. You killed, we could see Amadou Diallo, what happened with him. You can see Blacks just coming from the Caribbean, Black Hispanics, Black Puerto Ricans. People are just fed up in general of seeing clumsy-looking Caucasian with a gun. Now, in that shooting of Jacob Blake, right, it was 2 things going on, right? I'm gonna explain that to you all. I wonder if you all caught it. One, the officer was stopping his forward progression by holding the back of his shirt and pulling him back, because the symbolic message to that is they want to hold us back. But he was still moving, so they couldn't hold him back, so they had to kill him. Well, they had to shoot him and attempt to kill him. but he lived. And as I stated, his father was a Muslim. You're going to have to deal with this. They're going to have to deal with this. But he was moving forward. They tried to stop his forward progression. Couldn't stop him from getting in the truck. He had one hand on his shirt, symbolically like, nigga, I'm going to stop you. Oh, I can't stop you? Then take this bullet. That wraps up the whole way of how they think, all in that one moment, right? And the reaction after that, burning down buildings, burning down federal vehicles and whatnot, is all that they can do from the outrage, because there's nothing in comparison to a life lost. So when you hear people saying, well, you burnt this building, you did that, you did this, just shows you the lack of care of a black man that's paralyzed about his life. How can you equate these material objects to a life? Can't do it, right? But as Brother Cornell stated, white cops should not police black areas. Get them out of there for their safety, for their sake. Get them out of there. Now, again, Donald Trump Jr. spoke at the RNC last night, and he referred to something about, there's one or there are some bad cops, but it's so many good cops. You know, if you ask the cops, they'll tell you it's a lot of good cops. Well, of course they're gonna tell you it's a lot of good cops. We all understand the blue wall of silence. Come on, we're not idiots. That's what people are trying to tell those who don't come down and hobnob or rub elbows with the common folk, right? You all make some of the most asinine statements, right? Of course, during the blue wall, what white cop gonna come out and condemn another white cop with that blue wall of silence? Think about it. And as I stated earlier, you really wanted Muslims to condemn other Muslims for terrorist acts, but yet white people don't come out in droves and ask other white people to condemn these, and other cops to condemn these racist cops. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous when you sit back and look at everything that's going on today, and you look at the response from leaders. What the hell is going on? I mean, what university did you all go to? Now, being a black progressive is good, because progression is good. You don't want to be stagnant. Now, a lot of people jumped on Tim Scott, a.k.a. Tom Scott, because he made a statement from the cotton fields to Congress. Okay, you get money. That's a progression. You progressed from the cotton fields to the Congress. But the thing is did you do it on your own merit? Or did you have to play the Tom role to get there and sell out your people for a seat at the table? See, if you sold your soul for a seat at the table, then use a Tom. But if you got there on your own merits, then that's progression, and okay, there you go. If you a Democrat and you progressed from where you started, and you made you some money, and you living good, and you having friends, you enjoying life, that's progression. Okay, cool. Man, I'm proud of you. But if you sold out your soul and sold out your people just to get a seat at the table, you ain't shit. If you're a black Republican and you started off with just the dream of running for office or something, you got in there and you worked your way up, and you moved and grooved, and you got to a high position, and you further off today than where you started in the past, all for you. I'm with you all the way. But if you sold your soul and you sold your people out just for a seat at the table. You ain't shit. It ain't gonna work, and we see right through you because knowledge is here. Oh, where did the knowledge come from? The knowledge came from before the Million Man March, but the knowledge was brightened as a bright light at the Million Man March. These youngsters that's going out fighting strong and not want to clean up the community, that's saying, hey man, get your act together, clean up. We rolling, we being progressive. We got time for this world, right? They got the word. They just trying to motivate other people. Yeah, there should be no reason in 2020 for a person to still be living the same type of lifestyle that existed in the 60s and the 70s, as far as on the poverty level. Clean up the rundown buildings. Some people saying, okay, now the President Trump, he can go out and say, you know what, in these Democratic run areas, it's poverty, rundown buildings and, all of this. I promise to allocate so much amount of dollars to clean it up, and we'll work with the NOI and assist them and aid them, since they have proven work in the community. Then we'll assist and aid them to help provide a better quality of life for the human beings, or the human beings who came forth from the Creator, to give them a quality of life. We deserve that, and we owe that to them. Then we down with you. Because black people, you first class people, as Dick Rigger would say. And so don't ever live a second or third class life. Don't take on the mind that was put into you that was put into the slave master by Willie Lynch when he taught them on how to divide and conquer you. It's 2020. Master Muhammad came. Elijah Muhammad taught the message. And Mr. Farrakhan gave the warning. What more do you need, or what more can you ask for? We talking about mathematics. We talking about science. We talking about a higher level of living. Who don't want that? Now, if you don't want that, that's fine too. Because there's a place for you, and that kind of person who don't want to progress, who want to pull people back and stay stagnant, then that's your business. It is what it is. But we're just offering a new mindset to be prepared and ready for a new world that's getting ready to come in. So you're going to have the fires. We got a hurricane coming towards Houston, but Wednesday night, Thursday morning, going to be destruction, damage, but those things got to happen in order to make way for what's getting ready to come. That's what it's all about. So you all stay tuned. We're not through, but just sit back and you got to ask yourself some questions. Are you working on progression, or are you just stagnant, waiting on Jesus to come out of the clouds? It's up to you. Or are you going to take the fate of a mustard seed, as Jesus said, and say to the mountain, move, and it'll move? It's your call, and it's up to you. Verbal Pick Radio, we out.